It is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished chief guest for the day. With over 39 years of experience in the banking sector, he is a renowned figure in the industry. He served as the Managing Director of Sampath Bank PLC for over 4 years and currently holds several key positions in various companies, including Chairman of Singer Finance Lanka PLC and Deputy Chairman of Pan Asia Banking Corporation PLC. He is a highly qualified individual with an honours degree in mechanical engineering from University of Moratuwa, and he is a member of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka, ISL, and a chartered engineer, CEng. He is also a fellow member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, UK, and fellow of the Institute of Bankers, Sri Lanka. Additionally, he holds an MBA from the Postgraduate Institute of Management, PIM. In recognition of his outstanding achievements in the banking industry, he has received numerous awards, including the CEO Leadership Achievement Award in 2016 by the Asian Banker magazine and Platinum Honours 2014 award by the Postgraduate Institute of Management Alumni of Sri Jawadanapura University. He was also honoured with the award for the outstanding contribution to the banking industry in 2015 by the Association of Professional Bankers and received an honorary life membership by the Association of Professional Bankers in October 2018. It is our pleasure to have him here with us today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Aravinda Perera to deliver the convocation address.
Hi everyone, welcome, Assalamu alaikum. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Head of the Departments, Professors, Academic Staff, dear parents, and the most important people today, the graduates. Let me first start saying congratulations. Not just to the graduates, that's obvious, to the parents as well. Why? When a child is born, an infant is born, we know what the mothers go through. The infancy, then teenage, where the boys start looking at the girls and the girls start looking at the boys. And then the difficult period when they are in the university, when they don't get the desired results for their assignment, when they come back home, they don't even look at your face. You have endured all these because they are your children. And fathers provide safety and stability and provide funding for their education. So today is a very proud day for the parents as well. Is that all? No, I don't think so. In your formative age, there must be a lot of teachers who have helped you to come to this stage. Later on, professors, senior lecturers and lecturers of this university has helped them to come out with honors at today's convocation. So they are all proud of you. I just want to mention one event that happened in my life. The most important day in my professional life was when I was selected as the Managing Director of Sampath Bank. On that day at about 10:30, I get a call from the security, say, sir, there are 4 people who have come to see you and they are supposed to be your teachers. Now, I was also old, so surely my teachers were also old. So I ran all the way from the 4th floor to the lobby to worship them and take them to my room. Why did they come? They just said, Aravinda, we are very proud of you. I hope and pray these young graduates in their future life will get a chance where their parents can be proud of you, their teachers can be proud of you, and this university can be proud of you. I hope that day is sooner than later. Need to thank both the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor, whom I have known for a long time, for inviting me today for this occasion. Is your education end here? A good question that you need to ask yourself. I hope not. If you have been listening to my introduction, I did not end my engineering degree. I did management accounting, and I did banking, and I did business education, business management. I was not particularly very bright student, to the extent that my mother had to ask my elder brother, to go and check whether I'm telling the truth when I got my O-level results. Yeah, I got through, also the A-levels. Somewhere during that time, I believe the A-levels was my turning point, and thereafter I started working, I won't say hard, but I would say smart. I got through my exams, and I'm where I am now. Further education is a must, especially at a time that this country has crossroads. We are blaming everybody other than ourselves. Look at this country. Everybody is blaming everybody other than themselves. I also sometimes do that, but I also want to look at myself and say, Aravinda, have you done what you have to do? Look at yourself. Look at your personal development from today onwards. In your life, you need to have flexibility. What I'm trying to do right now is, you are going into a jungle. You are in the relative safety of your parents' home, and maybe a playground, and the relative safety of this university. You are going to a jungle where you have promotions, transfers, trade unions, questions whether you should continue with your education or put your more energy into your office work. A lot of questions. It's a jungle out there. You need to look after yourself. In my life, I'm very proud to say that I didn't have rich uncles or influential aunts or any political patronage to get to what I am now today. Sole Aravinda Perera achievement. Right or wrong, it's 100% through education and hard work. Education comes first. All these things that I have achieved is through education. But I did not end my education after I became a graduate. That's perhaps the difference I see when I look at my contemporaries. Those who have excelled, but I believe I have achieved from a relatively low second-class degree, lower from the University of Moratuwa, I have achieved a lot. So that part commences today. So people will talk about you 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, what positions you are holding, what achievements you have made in your life. Be ready for that. Lifelong learning. All of you, software engineering, IT, all that, I'm sure you can teach me a lot. So therefore, it's a lifelong learning. If one of you people come to work for me, I might come and ask, hey, tell me how you do this. Tell me what's the purpose of this. It's very, very essential. Education itself is not going to do good for you unless you continue to be in your academic life. Professional development comes next. You need to keep on, say you go to a job, you need to keep on asking questions. You want to know something from your boss, but you are frightened to go and ask them. My God, you are losing a lot. I have been a person who has been organizing, tell me how to do it. Boss, I don't know how to do it, tell me how to do it. And why you are doing it. Why do I ask questions? I don't ask questions to impress anybody else. I ask questions because I don't have the answers. But I don't think I was ever satisfied with any answer I got. I would have cross-checked with somebody else. I would have read something. Professional development starts from you. It is not that you go to classes or you go and do. There's institutions that you have to join and go ahead, but this is very, very important. Set your goals. And don't set your goals low. For God's sake, no. Your goal should be, you think you can achieve 75%? Then your goal has to be at least 95%. You want to achieve 75% if you want to put your goals at 75%. Set your goals. Medium, short term, long term. I don't think anybody in this room should leave today thinking that, okay, I will just slowly I will get a job and slowly go through the process of getting promotions. Please don't do that. You are doing this university something harmful. You are doing something harmful to this country. Always go fighting out because you are in a jungle. How you select your career? Those who have listened to my introduction would have realized I passed with an honors degree from Moratua. You would have realized that I got my charter, and somewhere down, I changed my life. I started doing my SEMA while I was in the university. By the time I passed off the university, my SEMA, I have completed 2 stages. Today, I think some of you must have already completed SEMA. I don't know. Those days, I'm talking about 1980. None of you were born. It was not heard of. Don't get into this herd mentality. We are all together in this. No. You need to be different. If you show your difference, you differentiate yourself today, and you will be somebody that we all will be talking about. Maybe, I don't know, I'm already old, but someday you will walk up to me and say, you gave us a speech, and we listen to you. I'm doing this now. You already achieved. Your job, the organization you work for, has to do a lot with your interest and your passion. When I look back, if I stayed as an engineer, probably I wouldn't have achieved what I achieved today. In the university, there were 2 subjects called industrial engineering and industrial engineering economics, where I was exposed to management accounting, financial accounting, economics, industrial economics. I thought that's the way that I want to go. That's why I started my SEMA. I completed my SEMA, and when I got my charter, I immediately moved out into banking. Even in banking, I didn't stay in one area. I kept on moving from one to the other. And I became a person who is conversant with everything, but perhaps not a specialist perhaps not even in one subject. A choice that you make one day. If you get a job, when you go there, if you don't see your passion is in what you are doing, and you are not interested, then look for something else, seriously. When you get up in the morning, how is your feeling? Oh my God, today is Monday, 5 more days to go. If that is the way you are thinking, and you are not in the right organization, you are not in the right job. Friday morning, if you think, I might want to do some work on Saturday as well, perhaps you are in the right job, doing the right thing. Skills and experience, you have to keep on adding. Perhaps not in the same area, but in different areas. So, and always look at the company culture. Is it a company that will look at as a prospect for future, or is it another man that you have to pay salary? If your employer thinks that you are another person that they have to pay salary, then that's not going to be a good employer. If they see this man can take my company forward, and that's the organization you should be looking for. Believe me, there are organizations like that. I've been very, very happy that places I have worked, I have found such employers. Not only that, wherever I have led my team, I have always led with passion. In the bank, I was a junior manager. When I told everybody, there were 14 people in my department, I sent 7 of them out to do the exam. My boss came charging into my room. He was angry. He's a fair gentleman, but he was almost red. And he told me, Aravinda, what is happening here? All these people, where are these people? I said, I sent them on leave. What for? Exams. How are you going to run this? I said, I'm going to ensure nothing is delayed. I take the personal responsibility of ensuring everybody works. These things, people start talking. So people start looking at me and saying, look, that's the boss I want to work for. You get situation like that. Your boss may be like that, even if otherwise, when you have people working for you, make sure that it works that way. Work-life balance, I'll come to later. Career growth, not just salary that you are getting today. Career growth. When I started working for Sampath Bank, I looked around. Those who are above me and parallel to me, I was comparatively very, very young compared to them. So if I don't mess up with my work, I do my best, there was a great chance of me becoming the managing director, which I achieved. So look at the organization when you go there. Don't try to cut anybody's throat, but make sure that you have flexibility within the organization. Is it a growing company? If it's a growing company, more opportunities for promotions. If it's a stagnating company, you will be there for a long period of time. Think of these things. Think about these when you go to job. And start planning now itself. Nobody told me to do this. I did. Now I'm telling you that when you go there, you have to do this. Then the question now whether you should be staying in one job or you must change every 3 years. Stay in one place simply means you have looked at very carefully and you see opportunities within. And you stay there, you are saying that I'm loyal to my organization. Very important. I retired at the age of 60, said enough is enough, I want to stay at home. 6 months later, my former boss called me and said, Aravinda, 6 months you have stayed at home, that's enough. I have issues, come and help me. One simple thing, loyalty, dependency, and the trust that I have developed in the mind of my boss. Very important things that you have to start working at a very young stage. So in that kind of a place, you stay long. Of course, if you see that after a while, there are 2 people in the same level, one person is better than you and will have the better chance of getting the promotion, or is nephew of your boss, whatever, and then you decide to move out. I touch upon whether you should be an expert or generalist. That question needs to be answered by you. There are some people who love a particular area of your IT area that you have selected, and you are very passionate about it, and you don't care about whether you get promotions or anything like that. You are so passionate about it. If you leave that and go to something else, you will suffer. Like get up in the morning, why I am going there? So don't get into that kind of situation. Otherwise, depth and breadth are two questions that you need to answer in your career. You are going in depth into a particular area or whether you will be looking for breadth. Personal preferences is another area that I want to discuss about it. Whether you like the people who are working there, name of the company. When it's a Sampath Bank, the bank that was bringing out IT as the savior for the banking industry when the bank came. So we were all really, energized, and then that was that. Then work behavior. My friends, when I was at Sampath Bank, I was the first. There were maybe about 800 people working in that building. I was the first 10 to walk in. Even before the people who start sweeping come. The present place I am working, first 5 people who arrive in the office. Reason, I want to tell everybody, this is Aravinda Perera. My calling card. You want to meet the boss, best time is before you start work. It starts at 8:30. 7:30 if you catch the boss, that's the best time to catch. Giving a message. And that's very necessary. And you have to be steady in your job. I was very bad in this area. I used to get mad and start shouting at it. Until somebody walks into my room and said, boss, it will be nicer if you call me to your room and then blast me rather than in front of others. I took the advice. Immediately, my team started loving me more than what they did. You need to learn while you are trying to achieve. Communication skills is a must. Get into a bus or a train or whatever it is, 90% of our people are on the phone sending a message who is seated across the street on the other side of the bus. And we don't talk to each other. Talking is kind of prohibited. Hang around with friends. These are traits that I'm talking about will come in very, very handy when you go up in the ladder. You become managers, DGMs, AGMs, GMs, directors. You need to communicate with your team and you have to be good. I'm not just talking about English per se, Sinhala per se, no gentlemen, no ladies. I'm talking about making how you motivate people, how you get yourself motivated. Very important. Problem-solving skills. I have a situation where 2 people are always fighting to each other. I'm trying to solve it. I have not been able to solve it so far. So I have to talk to him, get his idea, and come and tell the other person. It's one of the most difficult problem-solving skills is interpersonal relationship. Not my relationships. My relationships are all good. But relationship between our people. It's very, very important. Problem solving, don't always take your own idea. You have to listen to others. But you need to have, if you are convinced that your solution is the best, you should have the skill to make sure that everybody will agree to you, thinking that it's their idea in the first place. It's your idea in the first place. But everything ends up, everybody thinking, that's my idea. So I'll do it. Why it is so important? If it is your idea, they will not give 100% when it comes to implementation. Adaptability. Need to change according to the situation. Immediate change in your attitude, immediate change in the way that you handle things if the situation calls for. This all comes to experience. Self-motivation. You are not paid a good salary, your boss is always angry with you, still you can make it work if you can self-motivate yourself. Loyalty to the organization, your boss, is also a very important thing. Now, seriously, you need to think about the work-life balance. If you come to my age and say, I wanted to become the big boss one day, I became. But during that period, I have not gone to see my parents. I have not seen my mother for 6 months. And when my father passed away, I have not seen him for 8 months. I go very late and my kids are all asleep when I go home. On and off, I see my wife. Now, you need to balance your work life, work versus life. Why do you work? Because you have a life. If you lose your life, what's the point of working? I was not good at this also. I also had certain things to achieve. I'm not so unhappy, but I'm telling you now, you're young, work out. Your weekend holidays, time to stay with your family, want to see your old teachers. You have a lot of debt to pay, don't you? Your parents, your teachers, your university, your career, your job, finally to this country. Pay your debts. I don't know. I believe that I have paid my debts to my schools, my parents, my children, universities, schools, to the society at large. But I don't think I can make that decision. That decision will be taken by somebody else. So, the last item I said, the country. Now, there are 200 here, Vice Chancellor. I don't know how many we lose in the first year itself. I know Sampath Bank has lost 400 people during the last year, and HNB 600. Not that I blame them, but just keep in mind that we have a debt to repay. Our education is free, and more or less medical facilities are free. Up to now, electricity was very subsidized. Train, bus, everything was subsidized. We have got all the benefits from people who pay taxes. So there has to be something in return that we have to give this country. I hope and pray that all of you achieve great in your life, hopefully in Sri Lanka. And keep in mind your parents, your teachers, this great university. I'm told 16,000 students are here today. And your Vice Chancellor said uninterrupted education. It doesn't happen in so many places. You are very lucky that you are here and not in some other places which are closed all the time. Always think about blessings that you have, not the things that you don't have. I think Nanda Malini very rightly said, Mirivadi Sangalak illa and vemi, depa no mathyuba daginatura. You all are very privileged. You have parents who have looked after you, your teachers have brought you to this stage, this university has brought you to this stage. So, it's now payback time for all these people who have helped you get there, whilst doing great in your life. I wish all of you happiness, health, and wealth. Thank you very much.